guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you here with another champion guy, this time fresh off the press. It is Lugan the Steadfast, an old school legendary, the Bumblebee. I love this dude. First off, welcome to the channel, guys. I've actually been traveling the last week. Those of you who actually watch all my videos when they come out on this channel, I know that's probably not the majority of you guys, but thank you for your patience. I have re-uploaded some of my recent guides from my main channel just to cover the days that I've been traveling. But I am back now. I think I have one still in the bank for you guys, but fresh guide today on Lugan. First off, a few shout outs to you guys. We have Bone Knight out there in the comments looking for some Razin, Lugan, and Septimus. 3 Legos he wants to see the most. We have Y2 0007. We have Bella Kika something looking for Soul Drinker, looking for Lugan the Steadfast, and we have a lot of you guys. I'm not even going to try to read all your names, but we have a lot of requests for Lugan the Steadfast. What does this guy say? AF Bear says he carried my account from early to late into mid game. Would love to see how well he does with some good gear. Love the collabs. Lugan the Steadfast. Please, Ash. I've been waiting on him since the series started. Oh my gosh, dude. AF Bear, it is your lucky day. Oh my God, Bella Kid K wants a lot. Karam, Criprich. Okay, I'm looking through this and I'm thinking, okay, who do I even have built here? I don't have, I mean, I have these champions, but who do I actually have built and ready to go? Suzerain Catan, Richtoff the Bolt, and Altana the Shell. Those are the ones that I have built and ready to go. Torture Helm, Defiled Sinner, Exemplar, Karam, Cripwitch, I'd have to build. Soul Drinker I have maxed out. I just need to rebuild them. Anyway, guys, shout out to all of you guys who continue leaving me comments with recommendations. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Bumblebee himself. All right, guys, so Lugan the Steadfast is a Bannerlord legendary. I affectionately call him the Bumblebee because he's got that beautiful radiantly yellow armor, right? He's, again, a Spirit Affinity Bannerlord, old school champion in the game. I wonder what he looks like under that armor, guys. I don't know. He looks like a tough guy. Looks like a tough guy. He's an HP-based champion, guys. His base HP is 22k. Very, very healthy amount of HP. Also, his defense isn't bad at almost 1100. He's a tanky dude, and he ought to be as a really, really tanky kit as well. And we're going to really look to optimize that in today's build that I have for you guys. His speed's at 103. His A1 Crushing Blow. Just before we get into the skills, they gave him a massive, massive buff / rework about 2 years ago. Before that, I wasn't a massive fan of this champion, but they really went in on the A2 and the A3 and reworked it, and now he's a lot better than he used to be. Crushing Blow attacks one enemy, heals all allies by 25% of the damage inflicted, places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of their max HP for 2 turns. Really, really good A1. Now, we're not going to build him with crit rate and crit damage, although you can. He does have an AoE in his kit as well. So we're going to be sacrificing some of that heal off of the A1. With that said, even without any damage built on this dude, even without War Master and all the masteries on offense, that's still going to be a pretty decent little heal that stacks up. Even if he's hitting, you know, for 4k damage, it's still 1,000 heal, right? That we're getting off of that A1. So it does add up throughout the duration of the battle. It's really nice to have. It's not going to be a game-changing heal for your team unless you build them to be an absolute nuker, but it's nice. It's substantial because it's 25%. Plays a shield on this champion with 10% of their max HP for 2 turns. That's beautiful as well, right? Based on his max HP, he's shielding himself constantly just with his Crushing Blow on his A1 ability. On Bodyguard, 3-turn cooldown, increased defense on this champion for 3 turns. So he's basically always going to have increased defense on, you know, obviously it could be stripped or whatever, but he's got it for 3 turns on a 3-turn on himself. He needs it because we want him to stay alive because he has an ally protection for 2 turns on that 3-turn cooldown. And then he comes in with the A3 and Mark of Silence and he changes the game a little bit. He adds another dimension to his kit. He's already a great protector. Now he has an AoE attack with block active skills for 2 turns. So obviously we do need accuracy on this guy as well. Block active skills on a 4-turn cooldown is the standard in this game. This is only, I think, 1 or 2 champions that have it on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a good ability, right? So now we can control. we can basically mitigate damage vis-a-vis the block active skills, and we can protect everybody and keep him alive and heal and shield himself, right? He also has HP and faction crypts by 38%. I really wish they had made this an all battle aura, bumped it down to 33%, but nonetheless, really good, obviously, for faction crypts. Let me go ahead and show you how I built him today. I decided to build him as the ultimate tank, right? This is going to be good for progression anywhere. It's going to be good for Doom Tower, and it's going to be good for Faction Wars and specifically Ice Golem. Before we get into all that, let me quickly show his area rankings thanks to hellhades.com, right? So they give him an overall grade of 3.5. Like most champions in this game, it just depends on what you need and where you need him, right? For some players, he could be a 5 out of 5. He helped that dude in the comments on the requests get through the early, the mid, and the late game, you know? So it just depends. As always, it depends. This world, this life is full of shades of gray, is it not? Clan Boss, he gets a 4.5 in Clan Boss. Wow, that's a high score in old school Demon Lord. I probably wouldn't rank him that high. It's good to have the protector on your team, obviously. 50% damage mitigation on ally protector is the best damage mitigator in the game. So that's great. And then again, he can shield and heal a bit on his A1. That's the most utility that he brings to Clan Boss. Dragon, basically dungeon progression, he's going to be good in. I would actually give him Ice Golem hard mode. I would give him a 4. I would actually give him a much higher score. It can help you in the waves and keep your team alive against that hard-hitting Ice Golem on the boss stage. Similar to, I would give him the same grade in regular dungeons. Doom Tower, Scarab King, a 5 out of 5. Fantastic stuff. He's got the survivability. He's got the shield. Frostbiter, Eternal Dragon, Celestial Griffin, Dreadhorn all gets pretty good scores. I don't look at him as much of an arena champion, but of course you could use him if you wanted to with the Mark of Silence as an opener, right? I'd prefer somebody like a Karato if I'm looking for a block active skills AoE, but we don't all have every champion in the game. And the cool thing is if you wanted to be a little unorthodox, you could build him as a go second block active skills champion, right? Just tough right now with Polymorph and Stone Skin and whatnot. Anyway, he has multiplier 0.26 on his AoE. It's not the hardest hitting HP-based nuke in the game, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. On his A1, he has more importantly on his A1, he has a 0.23. I say more importantly because usually we don't say an A1 multiplier is more important than an A3, but in this case, all those heals and are going to be predicated on that damage dealt by the A1, right? So good to know both those figures are respectable, to say the least. Here's a tank build. I'm not going with this exact build here, but this is kind of a tanky build that you can go with Masteries-wise. This is a general PvE build they recommend as well. Going support, going offense, ending out with War Master here. Shout out to hellhades.com. You guys can go ahead and check out the site if you want more of their recommendations. I built him to be, like I said, like an uber tank, right? So we went HP on the ring, we went HP on the amulet, we went accuracy on the banner because we do want accuracy on this guy. We don't want to neglect that A3. It's a really good ability, right? So we do want the accuracy. In a perfect world, I would just get my accuracy from all my gear and I would throw HP on the banner as well. I did make an interesting decision, though. I decided to prioritize speed on my substats everywhere, right? So speed was my only real priority. This is a really crap banner, too, considering the speed and the attack. It's really not ideal. Do I have anything kind of handy that's a little bit better, I wonder? I have a defense. You can't see it, but I have a defense one. I might go another accuracy one. I guess we'll just leave it on for now, guys. But you could even go resist if you wanted to, just because we don't want to keep our tank we don't want to have our tank CC the entire battle, right? Anyway, I digress. We'll keep it on him right now. I decided to prioritize speed just so I could get defense percentage on his boots. I gotta say, I don't use a lot of Guardian gear, but I do like Guardian sets. Guardian sets absorbs 10% of all damage dealt to all allies, and it also heals him by 10% of his max HP every turn. It's a really nice set. These boots have got to be some of my best boots on my account. They really are, right? It's Guardian, it's defense percentage, It's got some accuracy, some resistance, some crit damage, whatever, but it's really about the speed trip roll plus the 12 speed on the Ascension. I'm basically sneaking in like essentially very close to speed boots with all the defense on top of it, right? We have HP percentage on the chest and we have HP percentage on the gauntlets. Again, I want to stress, you can absolutely go crit rate on the gauntlets, especially if he's staying alive, but it's a risk with Guardian gear because he's taking so much damage. Think about it this way. He's taking 10% damage from the Guardian gear. He's taking another 5% damage from Masteries, which I'll show you right now. And then he's taking the 50% damage from everybody vis-a-vis the Ally Protect. Taking a lot of damage. So we decided to double down though, right? We have the defense percentage on the boots. We have the HP as well on the chest and the gauntlets. So we went down, we picked up Bulwark. We picked up Selfless Defender. Decreased damage allies received from the first hit in each round by 20%. He'll take that damage instead. So that's what I said, guys. I built him as the ultimate tank, right? We want to improve his healing masteries, right? Healing Savior, Lay on Hands, Merciful Aid, because of the heal on the A1. Lasting Gist is going to extend the duration of his own increased defense, as well as the Ally Protect potentially on our allies. And then we went down just picking up more tanky masteries, right? Rejuvenation, increase the amount of healing and shield that we receive. Blast Proof, mitigate AoE damage by 5%. Delayed Death, mitigate damage from the same target. And Cycle of Revenge for some turn meter fill as well. I would say the only other mastery you can consider is Shield Bearer, increase the value of shield buffs as champion cast by 5%. I decided to go with Rejuvenation, but you can't go wrong either way, right? So that is the build, guys. Guardian, man. I really love the Guardian on this guy. I love him to be like an uber tank. You could go with triple perception, bump that accuracy up, allow you to put the HP or the defense on the, I would go HP on the banner. Build him for a little bit of damage, get more heals off of that A1. That's absolutely fine as well. What other sets? Just old school defense. Any sort of damage mitigation sets, I think work great on him. So Defiant is another option out there, right? Especially in a build like this where he's super tanky. Let's go ahead and run him in. I do have Faction Wars open right now. So let's go ahead and go into Bannerlords, Faction Wars, Stage 21. I have him with Oathbound, Archmage Helmet, Stag Knight, and Rhonda. This is an area where we can use him in the lead. You might notice I put Brimstone on him as well. Brimstone's not bad. We're building him. Anybody that we have to build with accuracy that is PvE focused, I tend to gravitate towards Brimstone. Not every time or anything like that, but it's nice, right? He came in with a Mark of Silence right now. You guys just saw the damage that he dealt. That's his A3. Moreover, putting the block active skills down, right? Now this is where we should, if we didn't go auto, we should have saved his A3 for right now, because Maneater, oh, he gets stunned at the last moment. Archmage Helmet coming through for us there, guys. Saving us the aggravation of having to attack the Maneaters with the annoying unkillables. So we're landing a lot of stuns right now. We'll get to the red boss with ease here. You can see he leads things off with the Ally Protect on everybody, as well as the increased defense on himself. I really wish, I'm being nitpicky here, but like it'd be super cool if he gave increased defense to everybody as well. There are champions that do that have the same ability, but they also give the increased defense. That would be Versolf the Grim, as well as a Tyrant Ixlamore. I think there's a Mythical as well who has it. Either way, it's still a good, even with that, I think the A1 really makes up for it, right? Those heals that we get over time, as well as the, and you can see, was that a 5,000 heal that he got on that A1 to everybody? Did he do that much damage? I mean, it adds up, dude. That A1, it's almost, see, okay, if this was the team I was really running right here, that was 2,000 heal off the A1 on that last one. If this is really the team that I was running, I think, unless he's dying, which he will when we get to Ice Golem, because he'll be taking so much damage, but unless he's dying, it would be up to you, the individual player, to make the decision to recognize this and make the decision, hey, He's not dying. He's staying healthy the entire match. If somebody else looks close to death or anything like that, maybe put him in crit rate instead, right? Gets a little bit more damage, right? So he puts out 331,000 of heals just on his A1 ability, man. That's really impressive, man. We're not even building him for damage at all, you know? Let's go ahead and run him in Ice Golem. We talked a lot about Ice Golem. Let's go ahead and run him in Ice Golem Hard 10. The most challenging Ice Golem dungeon there is. This is the team that we have assembled here. This is what I like to do sometimes, right? It's not gonna be the fastest team in the world, right? But what I like to do is put one damage dealer, right? Specifically, well, figure out how you're gonna kill the waves, right? In this case, I'm gonna use Seer, okay? And then for Ice Golem, take one Ice Golem Hard, take one burner and build them very tanky with survivability, and then just fill in with support, right? So I put a Bad Alcazar, I put Lydia mainly to revive off of to deny the revival of the minions and then revive my team if we need to. And it's just like, again, it's not going to be the fastest team in the world, but it's going to be 100% success rate because we have so much survivability on this team, right? We have obviously Lugan the Steadfast kind of leading the way with the Guardian gear and the Ally Protect. But then we also have Bad Alcazar in there to cleanse and help heal with the continuous heals as well, right? So you put it all together, and it's a super formidable team. We don't have a reset champion or anything like that, so I'll come to you guys when we get to the Ice Golem. Hey guys, here we are at the Ice Golem. So this is how it goes, right? We go in there. You can see he landed his Brimstone. He hasn't used his ability yet, but we don't have to worry about that first Ice Golem attack. We need to worry about the attack, the big boy attacks that he comes down with once he reaches those certain thresholds, right? Especially, and you can see, look at his health right now, Lugan the Steadfast. Like I said, this is where a situation where he might die because he's taking so much damage. But look at this. Everybody else on the team, they're doing like A-okay. Everybody's looking great. Now, if we had built him with higher resistance, ooh, look at him, man. This is a tank. This is a tank. He goes in there and bada bing, he's like on what? I don't know, 10%, 30%, 50% HP, but we're able to withstand all of these big attacks, keep our team alive, keep the damage pumping, you know? Even if we lose Seer, heck, even if we lose Lugan, we'll be okay, right? Because we have Lydia, which you'll see in a moment. She'll deny the revival on the minion, and then we can just do it all over again, right? So let's see. The next time he goes to revive, which is going to be in like 2 seconds. Boom. We're right back up and we just repeat the process, right? So here we go, guys. At the end of the battle, Lugan doing a good job. The Bumblebee keeping everybody alive, doing what he does best here. As we saw demonstrated at the beginning of the battle, it's not going to win any speed running contests here, this team. But as I told you at the top, sometimes it's just the easiest just to put a massive tank ally protector like a Lugan with another support or two with a damage dealer, right? To clear especially Ice Golem. So anyway, here he goes. Again, really his stats aren't going to show up on the stat sheet, so to speak. Obviously, though, great heals, great shield, and is Lugan the Steadfast. I think, as I said, you know, throughout this video, I think there's more than meets the eye with this champion. I think he's a perennially slept on champion inside the game. Really good for progression and can be used in the end game as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this guide. Thank you for watching all the way till the end of the video, and let me know what champion have I not covered here. I don't expect you guys to know if I've covered anybody. Just leave your champion guide requests in the comments below and I will filter through them. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.